Good evening. The Mayor was among those paying tribute to the Prime Minister after his resignation earlier. Sir Sadiq Khan calling Sir Keir Starmer a man of great integrity. The kind words about the Labour leader have been few and far between in recent months, which is why he today gave it to the inevitable and quit. As we prepare for yet another occupant in Downing Street, Cafe Patter has been to Sir Keir's North London constituency to see what impact, if any, people think the next handover of power will have on their lives.
Andy Burnham's 1:15 train arriving a tad late into Euston. Still, all eyes peeled for the man tipped to become Starmer's replacement, now in Starmer's constituency, just hours after the Prime Minister had resigned.
It's not me, mate.
Yeah, you are, both of you.
10 minutes from the station, a much calmer mood from Starmer's constituents, but many with a strong opinion about the drama on their doorstep.
Nothing changes, it's just the same game in a different day.
It's more Westminster drama, it doesn't really...
Definitely. Doesn't do nothing, doesn't put money in our pockets and food on the table.
I just don't think he had what it took to be a strong Prime Minister.
No surprise then that he's resigned then?
No surprise whatsoever. I thought he would be gone earlier, actually.
It did, of course, take 2 years to get to that point, but this morning it all came to an end.
And when I leave the biggest job in the country, I shall spend more time on the most important job, being the best husband I can to my fantastic wife, Vic, who has been a rock by my side through good times and bad, and being the best dad I can to my beautiful children, who are my pride and my joy. Thank you very much.
For supporters of the Prime Minister, this forced resignation has felt unjustified. And in Keir Starmer's neighbourhood of Kentish Town, anger at the ousting of their MP.
Good luck with the next one. I don't know why you've done it. Would be at war if it wasn't for Keir.
I thought he was a genuinely good guy, and I think he did do a lot to get the Labour Party back.
The question that remains for Labour MPs, the ones who forced Starmer out and the ones who backed him, is what happens now.
He has set out the most orderly of transitions. It's now, of course, for the Parliamentary Labour Party and others to determine the way forward.
Today, hence, with the country preparing for a new leader, but for those in Holborn and St Pancras, it's the same MP, same problems.
That was Keir Starmer walking into Downing Street shortly after giving his resignation speech. Visibly less joyful than last time, the first time he walked in here 2 years ago. Of course, back then, he was the second London Labour MP to become Prime Minister. There was speculation that the third would be Wes Streeton, the Ilford North MP. He's since ruled all of that out. He said that he will be backing, supporting the so-called King of the North, Andy Burnham, who's made no secrets that he wants the focus to be taken away from Westminster, from the capital, from the south, and into places like Makerfield.
All right, Kamal, thanks very much. Kath, actually, the Prime Minister's resignation is the main story on the evening news. Gamal is at Downing Street with a look ahead.
Coming up on the ITV Evening News, live from Downing Street, yet another extraordinary day here as Sir Keir Starmer resigns as Prime Minister 2 years after his landslide general election win. Andy Burnham confirms he's planning to run for Labour leader. Could he become the UK's 7th Prime Minister in a decade? And a rare red heat alert for parts of England as this week's heat wave is expected to bring extreme and dangerous temperatures. Join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
A rare red weather warning has been put in place for Wednesday. The temperature is expected to get close to 40 degrees Celsius. Today, temperatures aren't quite that high, but thanks to the humidity, it's still pretty uncomfortable out there, leading some schools giving parents the option of an early pickup this week. And there's no respite when the sun goes down. Temperatures not dropping below 20 degrees. Unreassuringly known as tropical nights. Rags Martel has been out finding how people are coping.
In a hot city, this seems like the only place to stay cool.
What's it like in the water?
It's nice and cold.
Nice and cold.
It feels nice and you can chill
and have fun, actually.
On a hot day like this, I can cool down. I'm going to go and cool down in a minute. Yeah, it's lovely.
Our little pool at home doesn't do this any justice.
No. The water looks fun, but it's important to be safe in the water, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So water safety is really important, especially our location. We've got the pool, we're also very close to the river. So our lifeguards are all fully trained, but we do also need everyone to stay safe, make sure they're staying within their depth if they're not that strong, and looking out for each other as well if you're coming in groups.
I mean, it is a school day, but there seem to be a lot of kids here.
And while the sun is fun for some Londoners, for others it's something to endure.
And I sleep quite a lot anyway.
Eileen Hewitt is 89, and in this heat, her fan is her friend.
Cope with it quite well because in my room I've got a fan, and that keeps me cool all the time. I don't go out in the heat.
Is that the trouble with this country? It's always too cold and then it's suddenly too hot.
We're never satisfied. It's either too rainy, too wet, too hot, too cold.
It can be kind of difficult making sure that the residents stay safe. We encourage them to drink lots of fluids. We encourage things like ice lollies, cold drinks, and for them to stay in cooler rooms and shaded areas if they are sitting outside.
I think the biggest challenge is more that the older we get, we less perceive like the thirst and the hunger. So it's more about keep going little and often to offer the fluids rather than, because a lot of them don't feel thirsty or feel the heat the same way we do.
It's probably cooler inside than out, so think about closing the windows, and if the sun's coming in, closing the curtains against the sun. Not something we normally do.
And what's currently an amber warning will become a red alert on Wednesday, the highest warning the Met Office can issue. That means a danger not only to life, but power and transport.
And as temperatures rise, so will the pressure on emergency services, with a warning tonight of World Cup celebrations in a heat wave.
Of course, we want England to do well tomorrow night in the football, but alcohol might quench your thirst, but isn't going to rehydrate you.
Some parents here appear to have decided it's simply too hot for the classroom. But as temperatures climb, keeping cool remains the most important lesson of all. Rags Martel, ITV News.
Well, Sally's at Regent's Park for us this evening. And Sally, as Rags has just mentioned, schools especially are feeling the heat, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. We're hearing today that some are going to close this week or let parents pick their children up early. And this is the problem, Charlene, when you've got extreme heat caused by climate change and you don't have the infrastructure to handle it. You don't have air conditioning units, for example, in many schools. Now let's go back to that red alert. So this is very rare. It's in place for Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures could get up to 40 degrees and obliterate June records. What's behind it? Three things, really. Firstly, we've got high pressure settled over us. That is stopping the air moving. We've got that day-on-day strong June sunshine coming in, heating things up. Secondly, we are importing already stifling heat from Northern Europe. That's going to increase as we go through the week. And the third thing that we didn't have in 2022, when temperatures hit 40 degrees in the UK for the first time, is the humidity. And that is what will stop our bodies from cooling down, stop them regulating. And that is going to be there by day and by night, also preventing us and our houses cooling down at night and getting that relief. But come back to me at the end and I will show you something that is prepared.
OK, thanks very much, Sam. A teenager has been charged with murder after a 17-year-old boy was stabbed to death in Battersea. Jamal Coombs died from injuries in Glycina Road on Saturday. A 14-year-old boy has appeared in court charged with his murder and possession of a bladed article. 3 other teenagers have been arrested over Jamal's death as well. There's still disruption into and out of London's St Pancras after tracks were damaged during last week's crash. Train driver Sean Burton died in the crash on Friday afternoon and 100 others were injured. Delays are expected on Thameslink services for the rest of the week. Metropolitan Police Officer Dion Arnold has been found guilty of multiple counts of rape and sexual assault. The 33-year-old abused his position to gain the trust of his victims and made them feel that they had no choice. The charges relate to offences between 2023 and 2025. Still to come on the programme, Lessons with a lioness. Georgia Stanway drops in on some fans and...
Thelma and Louise, eat your heart out. I'm with the Oscar-winning star of a brand new action comedy.
But before all that, to our guests tonight, their familiar faces used to taking to the stage in London's West End and the small screen. There they are, after wowing fans on Strictly. Dianne Boswell and Vito Coppola are heading back on the road with their new stage show Back in Business, having entertained audiences with their previous show, Red Hot and Ready. I feel like, considering the weather today, Red Hot and Ready would have worked as well this year, wouldn't it?
Would have.
It would have done. Now, you must have enjoyed working with each other so much last time round. We're doing it again, Vito.
Oh, yes, and we cannot wait. This time we are back in business.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a brand new show. We are like so excited, so looking forward. Yes, Gorgie?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, last year we did Red Hot and Ready. This year, obviously, I had my little baby boy. And that's why we kind of called it Back in Business. We're back next year. It's on. It's going to be very different to the last show,
In what way?
We're taking this as both of us have always wanted to be in a sitcom. Like, we love
I could
sitcoms.
actually see you being
Yes.
a sitcom, to be honest.
So this is our
Audition
very own
tape?
sitcom with the added extra bonus of dance in there. So it's Dianne and Vito's sitcom. Come and watch it. Hopefully one day it'll be a TV show. But
So there's lots of
very
laughs,
excited.
as well as what I love with the two of you is the chemistry isn't made up, the chemistry really is there.
Yes.
So people get to see that and also have a laugh as well, which sounds like a wonderful combination of the both of you.
Well, we have this amazing relationship, we bonded since the very beginning. We are like, friends, brother and sister, cousin, family, teammate, dancer, like colleague, and we share performance and stage, and we like to share our relationship with everyone, And we want to bring lots of smile and lots of joy and have a good time, a proper laugh, one of these kind of laugh that when you say, aha, and you feel the crump in the belly and you cry your eyes out because you're laughing too much,
Oh, but I've seen video of you crying for a whole different reason, and that's when you first met Bowie, your baby.
Oh,
I saw the video online,
Uncle Vito.
Uncle Vito was in tears. It was pretty beautiful.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was pretty amazing because Vito, I mean, when we did the tour last year, I was pregnant. That was like the first trimester. So Vito's been there from the very beginning. He was like the second person I told that I was pregnant. I had to because his cologne was doing my head in. I was like, Vito, you have to stop this cologne. I can't stand it. So yeah, he was the second person I told.
Yeah, I felt very, very grateful, privileged, honored, because I felt also, the responsibility of taking care.
That's what I was going to ask,
Yeah.
because you work so closely together, and you have a certain level of intuition when you're really close with somebody, and therefore working alongside Dianne, there must have been a part of you that was like, I just want to make sure that both of them are okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely, till the very, very last dance that we did on Strictly,
Yeah.
and after this beautiful angel prince, is now with us. And you imagine how was the life before him, because it's just part of. Every time I say, like, Gorgie, how are you? How is little Bowie, And it's just beautiful.
First, it's not how are you, it's how's Bowie, and then I knew you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, how are you? And after, you okay? Yeah, what's well.
I must say, Mum's very used to that. You come secondary once you have a baby.
Understandably, it's
yeah,
gorgeous.
Completely. So, how are you feeling about being back on the road? Do you feel like your body's a bit different from before, or does it work in the same way?
Funnily enough, we went back to rehearsals last week.
Yeah.
And I felt some different things in different places, but all in all, I was really impressed with how the body it's muscle memory, I guess. And it was tough, but it's, I love what I do, so I wanted to come back and dance again. And hopefully by next year, I'll be all systems go by then.
But I think it's so wonderful. There's so many of us who's followed that journey, and also for women who have children to think, actually,
Definitely.
my body still works and I want to use it as much as possible. I think that's a really important thing for you to do.
For sure.
But let's talk about your project, because your book is out in August, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, my book is out in August.
And It is called Love Vito, My Story of Food, Family and Finding Home.
Yes, I'm so
I'm guessing it's
excited.
about all those three things.
Yeah, it's mainly like my life through food, and how food has been guiding, my life, of course, through my family, because we dancers, we are away from our family. So food is the thing that, makes us getting close, because you call family, oh, how is this recipe? How make this pasta? It makes me feel always home. Every time I eat, that taste, the smell of that food, it brings me back home. And of course, there is dancing.
Yeah, I now just want to be cooked for by Vito now.
I will cook for you.
That's what I want now.
I will cook for you.
Well, look, I wish you both the best of luck for the tour next year.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Next, it's Thelma and Louise, but with more guns and Europe as the backdrop. Ride or Die stars Oscar winner Octavia Spencer and Ted Lasso's Hannah Waddingham as friends in a race against time to outwit the police and criminals. Yasmin's at the show's premiere in Soho, but first, let's take a sneak peek at the show.
I still have my gloves. Oh my God! Why are they shooting at us? Why do you have a gun? Take the wheel. What the hell?
Charlene, I'm with somebody who can definitely tell us exactly what is going on. Welcome to ITV London, to the brilliant and the lovely Octavia Spencer.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us. It is a wonderful show. Just tell us a bit more, because your character's Debbie, you're best friends with Judith, who's played by Hannah Waddingham, but there's something you didn't know about her.
We've been friends for more than 20 years, and I thought she was an accountant, but it turns out she's an assassin.
As you do.
As you do, right? You find that out.
Yeah, and then chaos ensues. What happens?
Well, we have to go on the run all across Europe.
Now listen, at the heart of this, what I find really, really refreshing is this really strong female friendship. Was that really great to film? And did you two become really close during filming?
I think it's hard not to develop a bond with people. At least it's hard for me. And, with the betrayal of not really knowing who her character was, she and I both put a little bit of distance, and then when the characters find themselves drawing back to each other so that we could actually, have that separation with playing it. But it was great. It was really great.
And it's really funny as well. It's not just an action thriller. It's funny. There's an appetite for that.
Yes, it is. The hijinks of me doing action and her actually, doing action it's really, really wonderful, juxtaposed to this beautiful story about friendship and love and trust, communication, all of that stuff. It's all of that.
Now listen, Octavia, help us out. You're used to the heat. You're from Alabama. It's going to get very hot here. Just give us some tips, will you, to help us get through?
I hate to break it to you guys, but I grew up in the heat, and when you're younger, your parents keep you out of it. And then when you're older, you go back and you realize, I really didn't grow up in this heat.
Okay.
So, it's tough. It's tough. But you want to drink lots of cold, with ice, London, with ice, drinks. Lots of cold beverages, and in the summer, just stay inside during the day.
Okay.
Do the walks outside at night.
Listen, we're running out of time, but I know you like London. It's not always like this, but Octavia, it's wonderful. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Happy to be here, and I love London.
Thanks, Octavia.
Thank you.
Listen, let me tell you, so Ride or Die is on Amazon Prime, and it starts on the 15th of July.
OK, thank you very much. We had advice from Octavia about the weather, so let's return to Sally. She's still over at Regent's Park. And Sally, as you said earlier, we can't underestimate this extreme heat, can we?
No, we absolutely can't. We've got a red warning in place. I don't cope very well with the heat, but here it's lovely to see something that is not just surviving, but thriving. I'm at the Queen Elizabeth Garden in Regent's Park. It's managed by the Royal Parks, and they are thrilled because they've designed this to cope with our changing climate. So less work, hopefully, for them. So earlier I spoke to the head gardener, Fiona, to see how they've done it, but also how the staff are still coping when it gets ridiculously hot this week.
So we've really thought about climate here and heat waves. We've chosen quite Mediterranean style, South African style plants. These plants will survive this heat, and actually, they're all thriving at the moment.
And then what about your staff? Will they survive? Because they're having to work in these conditions. How are you going to adjust over the next few days?
They will. So we're going to work in shady areas, and we're going to finish early, start early, lots of water and keeping an eye on each other.
And what about people? How are they coping? Well, earlier I spoke to some visitors here to see if they've got any gripes, but also any top tips.
I invested in air conditioning because I had to, because, it was unbelievable, because I'm actually living in a glass building, which becomes like a greenhouse.
You need to drink loads of water. And for people of my age, that means you need to go to the loo occasionally. And there's very few of those in London.
I have been just soaking my hair before I go to sleep.
Does that help?
Yeah, it does help. Usually the cold towel on the bed at night on yourself is the best thing.
So you put it in the freezer and then put it in your bed?
Nah, just run it under a tap and
then like a wet cold towel.
Cold towel. Go to sleep with that as your blanket. That's the answer.
I'm not sure that one's for me, but we never know. We might need it from tomorrow. We're going to see that heat, that humidity take a real notch up tomorrow, be like that for 3 days, and then you will be pleased to hear take a slight notch down on Friday. So do take care. Let's take a look at the full forecast. Here we go.
Come rain or shine, Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Hello again. Well, in case you missed it, let's start with that rare red weather warning for extreme heat. We could get up to 38 to 40 degrees. It's in place for Wednesday and Thursday. These are potentially dangerous temperatures, and we've got the humidity as well, which will at times make it feel unbearable by day and night. Before that red warning kicks in, we've got an amber one in place from now, and you can see the temperatures as we go through the week will be in the 30s throughout. If you're wondering when it's all going to end, well, it will start to ease off on Friday. So let's take a look at the detail for the rest of tonight. You can see there's the risk of some thunderstorms and heavy downpours. Not everywhere though, some places will stay dry. They're trying to ease off by the end of the night, not completely, and it's going to stay warm and sticky overnight with temperatures up in the high teens. And so another uncomfortable night. Then as we go into tomorrow, you might get some of those early downpours, but otherwise that sunshine gets to work and it is with us throughout the day. Those temperatures really taking a notch up with the humidity as well. We are going to be up to 36, maybe 37 degrees in London tomorrow. It will not, I would have thought for most of us, feel very pleasant. As we go into the evening, we've got a tropical night on the cards. That's when those temperatures are above 20 degrees, and you can see we've got a few of those temperatures continuing to climb through Wednesday and Thursday. So that is your weather for now. Let's take a little look at the pollen.
Octopus Energy sponsors ITV London weekday weather.
Making the most of summer. Piri sponsors ITV pollen count.
With high pressure over us, keeping conditions settled and light winds as well, or at some point no winds, you can see that those pollen levels will be very high over the next few days. And also watch out for air pollution. Levels are looking moderate to high over the coming week. That's it. Take care. Stay cool. Cheerio.
And finally, as the England men's team get ready to face Ghana in the World Cup tomorrow night, some words of advice from a player who helped the women's side reach the final in 2023. Georgia Stanway made a surprise visit to a school in Walthamstow earlier, where she answered questions from teenagers taking part in a journalism workshop. Most important among them, what about those rumours of a move to Arsenal and anything planned for tomorrow night? Here's Helen Keenan.
In a room of teenagers, it's rare for them to be stunned into silence. But the surprise arrival of this lioness did just that. England's Georgia Stanway visiting Walthamstow's School for Girls.
I'm still in shock, and I don't think I can go back to last period maths after this. I think they might have to take me out so that I can have a panic attack in the other room.
Feels a bit like a dream.
Taking part in a mock press conference.
I would like to write a book again.
A published author herself of a football-based book for young people, today she talked all things reading and journalism with the National Literacy Trust.
My favourite book growing up was a book called Pass It, Polly, and it was one of the only football books that was out at the time. Mum used to read it to me every night before I went to bed. Sometimes she'd change the name Polly to Georgia. I had the vision of being the only girl in a boys' football team because that's exactly what I was. And I also saw the fact that she succeeded, so it was very inspiring to me.
And that inspiration has led to great success. She was crowned a Euro 2022 winner, scoring against both Norway and Spain in the competition, before going on to win Euro 2025. So will their successes rub off on the men's team for the World Cup?
I'm rooting for England. What's special about a tournament is you don't actually have to be the best team, you just have to score the most goals. And yeah, that's what I would say to the boys, is just try and score as many goals as possible. Sounds cliche, but yeah, I think we can do it.
It's transfer news she admits to reading a lot of. And the latest gossip is that she might be about to join Arsenal Women.
You're sort of at the centre of some rumours yourself at the moment.
I am. Those are the ones that I'm not reading.
Do you think you'd want to play in the English League again? Maybe a London football club? Maybe you can't say, but would you like to play in the English League again?
Yeah, I think so. The WSL is really attractive. Of course, coming back and experiencing it when I'm playing for the Lionesses, you feel the fans, you feel the fact that the country loves football, and yeah, you never know, I might end up back here one day.
What she can be sure of is that tomorrow she'll receive an MBE for her services to football, and that she's made these young girls' day. Helen Keenan, ITV News.
Well, nice one. Right, that's it from us. The evening news is next with Kamal, live from Downing Street. But for now, from all of us, enjoy your evening. Bye-bye.